Spartans! What is your profession?
Prop maker. Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today we are going to build a custom Spartan helmet, also called a Corinthian helmet. It was commonly worn by Greeks. Some of them had the crest on the top, with looks like a mohawk. Some of them did not. We are going to make one with a crest on it, and I drew a template up for you. So if you decide to use this, please feel free. Just make sure that you tell people where you got it from. And we are going to attempt to make a custom Spartan helmet from history. Let's get to building. Download the template in the description, cut it out and trace it onto your materials. The size foam that I used for this build and all of my builds will always be labeled on each individual part because they may vary. Use a round object and heat up your foam to push over the top. This will help you for glue up later to get better seams, and it gives you a better shape in general. I domed the top of the helmet, and then I simply rolled the faceplate. Depending on the curves that you need, you may have to vary your heating techniques up. Those U-shaped marks on the template are reference marks to help you line up each individual part with another. The darts, which are wedges that are cut out, means that there's a drastic curve in that part, and that's used to make a more rounded shape. I have tried several brands of contact cement, DAP and a few others, and Barge is just, in my opinion, the best choice. I have really good results with it, and I have less coats that I have to put on the material, which saves me time, which is worth the bit of extra cost for me anyway. So play around with it and see which one works best for you. The bottom strip for the crest is just a spacer that helps you to line up the sides, front, and the back. I started this spacer at the first registration mark on the dome in the front. That's how I lined mine up. You could use hair, old brooms, or fur for your plume. I decided just to make mine out of EVA foam to keep it simple. It is included in the template. Make sure when you're using a wood burner on foam that you wear a respirator. It lets out some toxic fumes that smell horrible and are really bad for you. Protect yourself before you wreck yourself. I use some thin strips of 4mm EVA foam to cover up some of the seams and to add a little bit of detail trim to my helmet. It's not a necessary step, but if you've got a gap and you want to kind of cover it with something, putting extra little detail trims over it or battle scars can often help you hide your mistakes. To add more details, I drew Greek patterns onto the foam with a paint pen and then used my wood burner again to engrave the foam. Obviously, this wouldn't be how a normal soldier's helmet would look, but we're going to say that maybe this is a general or a higher up ranking official in the army. So that's what we're going to go with.
2 coats of plasti dip.
I decided to use metallic wax paint. It's the kind I use is similar to like a rub and buff, and it just puts a good aged metal look onto foam props. I've used it a lot in the past. After I covered the whole helmet with the copper, I didn't think that the details stood out that much, so I went back on the other details with some gold, and I really think it made it stand out a lot better, so I got that two-toned effect. Hopefully the sound quality has gone up just a little bit. I bought a nice mic and I'm getting used to a program, and hopefully all these things will start to click and it'll be easier for me. Ultimately, it's to make a better end result for you guys. So if you've got experience with audio and you want to share with me tips and tricks that you may have, please put it in the comments below so I can make the best quality videos for you guys that I possibly can. And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, very pleased with the way it turned out. I looked at a bunch of examples of Spartan-style helmets, and while, yes, they are not technically just Spartan-related, most of the Greek armies wore something similar to this. The Spartan symbol is that kind of looks like an A without the attachment across it. And then I just simply decorated parts of it using Greek patterns and olive branches and stuff like that. I even looked up some Greek words and put them on there. According to Google and a couple of other translators, I triple checked to make sure. This says watch much props across the border there. I thought that was a cool little touch, but maybe you'll try and make one of these Corinthian-style helmets and impress your friends with your historical accuracy with which you build. Okay. Maybe not that accurate. Maybe you'll get some, and inevitably they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? You can give them one of these, tell them, much props. It's a very nice fit, and I kind of feel like an awesome person when I put this on, so, This is madness! This is Texas! Ugh!